Hey Centri-Kid, I'm Hannah, and I just want to tell you a little bit about my life so far in my walk with Jesus. It all started when I was 4. I walked into the bathroom where my mom was bathing my little teeny brother, and I told her I wanted to ask Jesus into my heart. And she asked me what I thought that meant, and I got really excited, she got excited, and so she went and got my dad, and I asked Jesus into my heart when I was 4. But when you're 4, you don't really know quite what's going on. It's kind of hard for you to understand. So when I was in middle school, I went to a camp called Crosspoint, which is a lot like Centri-Kid. Maybe some of you have been to Crosspoint before. And I rededicated my life there. Right after I rededicated my life at camp, I started putting gymnastics before God. And I grew up in a Christian home. My parents are both Christians. My brother loves Jesus. And so we went to church every Sunday. I grew up in church. But I started putting gymnastics above God, it's called an idol. And so gymnastics started being my idol. And I finally realized, after talking to my parents and talking to people at church, I finally realized what I was doing. And so I turned away from that and started focusing completely on God from that point. And it actually turned out that I had to quit gymnastics at the end of 8th grade. So, there was no point in me putting my faith in that anymore. So then I got to high school, and I started to just not care what people thought about me because I was living for Christ, and He was #1 in my heart. And I kept going to camp, and I worked a few camps in high school, and I became a cheerleader, again, gymnastics, and that just gave me a lot of outlets with a lot of different people through choir and cheerleading, and I just got to share God's love with everyone everywhere I went, and that was just so awesome. So then I got to college, and I got involved in a group called Campus Crusade for Christ, and started teaching a Bible study, and I was in a Bible study, and that's where I am right now, guys, and God is just doing really awesome things. I worked camp last summer also, and then I'm working camp again this summer with Centri-Kid, and it is so cool to see what God can do with us. Like, we find ourselves completely unable to help you guys reach Christ by ourselves, but it's just so cool to see what God does in your lives and in my life and in all of the staffers' lives and in your church group leaders' lives every summer. So that's where I am now, and I'm just trying to live every day as I can for God and trying to please Him in everything I do because it's all about Him and it's not about me.